Welcome to my channel, Vibrant Soul Crafts, where we express our creative imagination.
Got a different view, 여유롭게 달려와 내일은 더 빛나지 당연 yeah. 내 삶은 shine like a diamond 괜히 해서 뭐해 걱정 I got no worries no I got no worries no I got no worries no I'm shining like a diamond yeah. Got different view, 여유롭게
Hello everyone, this is Vibrant Expressions and I'm back with you guys for this beautiful holiday cheer bracelet. So we're gonna jump right into it and I'm gonna give you a breakdown of the bags of the elements that we're using in this month's Bargain Bead Box, November. Bag number 7, we're using the multicolored rondelles. Now in this project for this bracelet, I am using the red and green, because if I use primarily green, which I started off using, I will be short like 1 or 2 green beads. So that's why I have a mixture of red and green that I'm using in no particular order. Whichever one I pick up is what I will use. So that was bag number 7. The next bag we have is bag number 15, which are the crystal faceted rondelle beads, red and gold. Okay. Next is bag number 12, which is the snowflake cubic zirconia link. Okay. Next is bag number 14, which is the solid brass gold finish spacer beads. Okay. Bag number 11, which is the mountain jade 10mm dolomite rounds, gold and green. Then we have from bag number 8, which are the handmade cloisonne, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, enamel and brass floral round beads. The Christmas holiday looking beads, they're pretty. Then we have from bag number 4, which would be the adjustable nylon slide bracelet cord, red and gold. And then I have one element more that I'm using that is not included in the bead bag. Oh, excuse me, 2 elements, which are crimp covers, silver, and white wax cord. Okay. Now, as far as the wax cord is concerned, I am using a 30-inch doubled wax cord, meaning if I stretch this wax cord from end to end, it will measure 60 inches. So I just took the 60 inches and doubled the cord like this. This is what I have. Okay, and when it's doubled, it measures 30 inches. And also a little tip that I use is either I glue the very tips of the cord so that it can go into the beads easily, depending on which bead size, the whole of the bead I'm using. Also, I'll burn the tip as well. Either or is what I do. Okay, so let's get started, guys. So I'm ready, and the first thing that I want to mention is, first let me extend the cords. I'll just extend them. So now let's take a look at each end. So we have the finished piece, okay? The loop. And the loop is more like a jump ring loop. At least that's how mine came. At first, when I first saw it, I thought it was cracked. But then I also noticed how flexible it was to close them. So I'm assuming that's how it's made. Okay, so I just want to, if no one has noticed that yet, I just wanted to bring that to your attention. So also what I did was I just took a bit of glue and glued or sealed the connecting parts of the jump ring part, the loop, so that when I do enter this cord through, it does not slip out, slip through the crack. Okay, so, and yep, so that's it concerning that. So now I'm going to start off with, of course, one end of the cord. So I'm taking my doubled string, okay, and I am going to take one of the string, one end of the string, and I'm going to enter it through. Well, you know what? Let me take the snowflake first. I mean, I don't think it matters, but I don't know why I'm feeling a bit more comfortable doing it this way. So I am going to follow my instinct, my intuition, and we'll see. So I'm going to take this cord. Okay, let me take this end. And this cord is pretty thick, so, and then by me burning the tips, I guess, made it a bit more thicker. So the other end did not fit through the hole of the snowflake. So I'll use this end, which fit perfectly. Okay, so now I'm going to take the same string and enter it through the hole of the finished bead cap, bead end. And now I'm just going to grab both ends of my cord and bring the snowflake and the drawstring cord to the middle of the string. Okay, so now at this point, what I'm going to do is simply make a knot. Just going to knot this part. Actually going to double knot it. And then that's where also our crimp bead comes in at, because I'm going to cover the knot with the crimp bead. Okay, let's see what we have here. Yep, that's perfect. Just tighten it a little bit more. Actually, I'm going to make one more knot. You guys, I pulled out the wrong color crimp beads. I don't know why I selected silver instead of gold. So let me correct that and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back with my gold crimp covers, and I'll also be using a flat nose plier. So I'm going to grab or grip my crimp cover within my round flat nose plier, and then I am going to cover the knot with the crimp cover. And this is what I have. Okay, so And let me close it a bit more. Okay. So now at this point, what I'm going to do is divide the two strings because we are going to bead both sides of the string, or both strings. I'll put this aside. Okay. So the first bead that I will start off with is the gold spacer bead. So I'm going to do gold spacer, then the rondelle, followed by gold spacer. And I'm going to add the same pattern on the other string. Okay, so now I have this pattern on both strings. So now at this point, what I'm going to do is grab this Christmassy bead, and I'm going to take one of the strings and go in through one end of the bead. Okay. And now I'm going to, now where this string is exiting, I'm going to take the other end, excuse me, where this string is exiting, I'm going to pick up the other string and enter through to the other side. And I have to be patient with this because of how the whole of the beads are in the inside of the bead, as well as this cord that I'm using. Okay, so I got it through. So I have a string going in through each end of the bead, okay, and coming out through each end of the bead. So now I'm just pulling both strings, and this is what we have. And then I'm going to repeat the same pattern. Gold spacer bead, red and gold rondelle, gold spacer bead. Now I'm going to do the same thing, pattern, to the other string. And this is quite a simple pattern. Okay. So what's next now is to grab another Christmassy bead. And go through one end. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just gluing the tips of the string. Okay. So that way the string has a stronger structure while going through these Christmassy beads. Because like I mentioned, the way it's cut on the inside is could be a bit challenging. Okay. So okay. Okay, so I have both ends glued. So I'm going to attempt this again. Entering through one end. Okay, that was a bit quicker. And now I'm going to take the other string and enter in where the other string exited. Okay, that one was very quick. Okay, so now I'm just going to pull both strings all the way down to the rest of the beads. And this is what we have so far. So we have two, as far as the center beads, okay, we have two of the Christmassy beads. So after these two, I'm going to transition into using these 6 green beads as the center beads. And I am also going to transition to the green and red rondelles. These green and red rondelles. Okay? Instead of the gold spacer beads. So we will revisit the Christmas beads and the gold spacer beads at the other end of the bracelet. Okay? So now I'm going to grab one end of the string, following the same pattern, just different beads. Okay, so I grabbed a green rondelle. Ooh, the hole is very tiny on here. Okay. Grabbing. Oh, and I'm still using the red and gold rondelle through the entire bracelet. Okay. So we have a small rondelle, large rondelle, and small rondelle. And these holes are very tiny. Well, this is, you know, when you working with a project, you know, things happens sometimes. Unexpected challenges come along the way. And when they do, you just fix it. So how am I going to fix it? So since the string is not going through the rondelle, but it did before, what I'm suggesting is that, or assuming is that maybe I applied a bit too much glue, which enlarged the string. Okay, which made the string thicker. So I'm just gonna trim down the string a bit, and that's it. So I trim down my string, and then I'm going to go back to that rondelle. Yep. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to do the same pattern on the other side. And just a friendly reminder that concerning the small rondelles, whichever color I pick up is the color that I'm going to use. Okay, let's see if that goes in. Okay, perfect. Okay, so when you get some mishaps, you get over it. At least that's what I do. All right, I love challenges, guys. All right, it stimulates the mind, the imagination, creativity. All right, reasoning, logic. Okay. I don't run away from challenges. I face them head on. Okay, so this is what we have so far. So now I am going to transition onto the green bead that I made mention of. And I'm going to treat it the same way that I treated the Christmassy beads. I'm entering this string through one end. And I'm taking the other string and entering it through where the first string exited. So I have a string end coming through each side of the bead. And then I'm pulling the strings apart to join all the beads together. Okay, so I'm going to do one more, okay, on camera. One more green bead. And then I'll join you guys back at the last green bead. So I'm going to do the small rondelle, the red and gold rondelle, and then another small rondelle. Okay, grabbing the other string, rondelle, small rondelle, large rondelle, which is the red and gold, and then small rondelle. Okay. So now I'm grabbing the large green bead, grabbing the other string, going in where the other string exited, and pulling the strings apart. Okay, so this is what I have so far. So I'm going to continue till I get to the last green bead, the same pattern. I'll be right back. I am back and I've just completed the 6 green center beads. All right, and then I went on ahead and did the last set of the small rondelles, okay, which would be either green or red, depending on which color I chose, and the larger red and gold rondelles. So now I am back to the Christmassy bead. So I'm going through one end, and again, the bead is beautiful. It's very beautiful, but it's like a nightmare to work with. And I'm just being honest. And this is just in my opinion. Could be the string that I'm using, but Then again, it shouldn't be because I'm not having any issues with the green bead. I don't know. And the hole appears to be large. It's just getting the string through. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to return back to the gold spacers. So gold spacer, rondelle, gold spacer. Same pattern will be done on the other string. Gold spacer, rondelle, gold spacer. Okay, now I'm going to enter the final Christmassy bead. Okay, got that through. And I'm grabbing the other string, going through the other end. There we go. All right, finally. Okay. So all that's left to do is just add on the two rondelles and the 4 spacers. So spacer, rondelle, spacer. Okay, moving on to the second string. Spacer, rondelle, spacer. Okay. So those were the final beads of the bracelet. So now I'm just going to lift the bracelet up a bit. Okay. To reduce any space between the beads. And I'm going to do this, finish off this bracelet in the same way I began it, minus the snowflake. So what I'm going to do is grab, let me see if I could bring the full bracelet in view. Okay, this is the full bracelet. All right, this is the drawstring. The bracelet is connected on one end of the drawstring. So I'm going to the other end of the drawstring and I'm going to enter 1 string through. Okay, and now I'm going to bring the strings together like this. And I'm just going to make a knot or a couple of knots. Now I know I did not use anywhere near all of the string, but this string is well, it doesn't quite bother me because I can use the remaining string for another project. Okay, I'm just making this knot and I'm gonna go ahead and make a 3rd knot. I just like to work with more than I need. Okay. All right, so I have my knot in place, and I'm going to go ahead and grab my flat nose plier and my crimp cover. And get a good position on this crimp cover. So I'm going to take this crimp cover and slip the bead into the crimp cover. And I'm going to close. And that's what I have. And now at this point, I can just snip off the cord. So I'm gonna grab my scissors and snip the string. Okay. And now we have our bracelet, y'all. This is our bracelet. All right, we have our snowflake on there. This nice, beautiful drawstring. And this beautiful holiday-ish Christmas bracelet. All right. So guys, there you have it. That was the technique that I used to create this bracelet. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and let me know if you're gonna make the bracelet, y'all. You guys, y'all know I love hearing what y'all gotta say. It's not, this channel is not about me. It is not about me. It's about creativity, mental stimulation, feedback, growth, just fun, right? Therapy. All right, that's what this channel is about. I love engaging with you guys, and I hope you all are having a great day today. All right, if not, find that solace time and connect with your inner peace. All right, I just felt like I had to say that. We are entering into the holiday season, and just a lot going on around the world. Not everyone right now may be in a moment of peace. So I just want to let you know that you're not alone, and you are loved and cared for. All right, if you haven't heard that in a while, you hear that from me. All right, guys, share this video, like this video, and till next time, guys, take care. Bye-bye.
여유롭게 달려와 내일은 더 빛나지 당연 yeah. 내 삶은 shine like a diamond 괜히 해서 뭐해 걱정 I got no worries no I got no worries no I got no worries no I'm shining like a diamond yeah. Got different view 여유롭게 tease yeah. 내 자유로운 soul leave me be please 문제가 돈이라면 I'll be filthy rich but 걱정 따윈 없지